Don't do it.
Oh no.
No. Rebecca.
Just a couple of silly friends talking about serious stuff.
Happy
Happy
Halloween!
Halloween!
Yeah.
Yay!
Howdy, I am Enough.
And I'm Limber.
You are watching Two Friends React, a
Reaction series for the series of Crazy Ex-Girlfriend.
I love your mask.
Thank you. Whoop. Whoop. It is supposed to be the moon, and here it is full, and here it is new.
That's so cute.
Yeah. It's just cardboard that I just that I tore one layer off of, and then I just painted every line, every corrugation.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love my hat. But I did remove the sewing needle from the hat. So it is presumably less pokey now.
Yeah, but how does it stay on now?
It's tricky being a jester.
Yeah, my mom makes quilts, and every time she makes a quilt, she'll take it to the airport and run it through their luggage scanner.
I feel like I have so many questions.
And if you found a sewing needle in your hat, OMG, that is to say that you made it, at least, which is still great.
Thanks. Okay. So last week we had the Thanksgiving episode.
Oh, right. Where, after catching wind of a particular argument that Valencia and Josh tend to have, Rebecca thought that she could step right up and be someone who didn't have all of the same challenges that Valencia has. But Valencia's a person. Wow, Rebecca really blew that assignment out of the water.
Yeah, but she forgot to be sexy.
Oh, right.
She was only appealing to the parents. She forgot to appeal to Josh.
Didn't Greg show up at the very end and Paula freak out about it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he and Rebecca seemed to be genuinely, authentically getting along.
For some reason, Paula thought that this was not okay.
Right. Doesn't follow the script that she has in her head for how this story should go.
Which isn't gonna not be traumatic for someone.
Greg gave up plans to go to business school.
Oh, yeah. Challenges with his dad. Yeah. That's really hard.
And Paula totally ignored her family during dinner. So this week, we are so happy that Josh is so happy.
Oh, right, because they're moving in together.
They're moving in together.
I'm so happy. All right.
Yeah.
Oh. First, neither one of us are mental health professionals in any way.
No. We don't own the content. We're not a substitute for it. Please like, comment, and subscribe.
And thank you very much for being part of our community.
You need to be with Josh. If not for you, then for me. What? I need this.
I need this.
You and Josh, your love story, it gives me hope.
What love story? I was.
That was a great intro to an intro. That was sweet. And yeah, okay, so we're getting a little insight on what this means to Paula.
Yeah, I appreciate the way that they introduce the the theme song every time, how it makes sense in why that's coming to mind for her about what her theme song is, what her story is.
Mm.
You know what? I just want to be happy.
Oh. It might take therapy, but you'll see it. This is, yeah, just wanting them to be happy is fine. It's enough.
I needed that sage to cleanse the house of evil spirits. Ghosts are obsessed with me.
I'll get it right now.
I love you.
Oh, he pressed ignore.
Oh, that doesn't feel good. It's fine. It's fine. He's busy.
We've all been there, right?
He will be putty in her hands.
You in this matter of Josh moving into a new apartment with his hot girlfriend? No, I typed that.
Ha!
No.
Jumping up and down is good. It's a good way to get out your emotions.
Oh
Well,
no!
why do I have you in the office? Huh? Got you there.
Why do you have it in the office?
Oh, there was still ink in the bottle.
No.
Oh no!
No. Oh, no.
Health message from TV's favorite doctor.
Do you know the signs and symptoms of the dreaded panic attack? If you don't,
Oh no, now she's gonna smell like booze! I love that guy in Reno 911.
Your perfume is delightful.
Thank you. I rubbed a magazine on myself this morning.
Well, it smells like a cherub dancing in the morning dew.
No! Still? Again?
Welcome, Calvin. Oh my God, your teeth are blue. Have you been drinking the water from the toilet?
I love that Karen thinks she's drinking from the toilet.
And if I'm not working, it means I have to think thoughts.
Okay, you're not.
Oh
okay.
no!
Go home and work on the presentation, and then I want you to be the happy Rebecca that we all know and love.
Such a good tip. So helpful. Be happy. Bye.
Yeah, been there.
Because repressed feelings lead to depression.
Why are we watching Dr. Phil?
He's the worst.
Why are we giving him any more airtime?
I do not like him. Ugh, we disagree very much in our values. I have known people who have worked for him, and part of the deal is that no one can make eye contact with him. Like, that is a absolute no-no.
Okay.
I want to surprise her.
Surprise her? With furniture? She's very picky, dude.
Yeah, yesterday you got in trouble because you bought the wrong kind of sage. You bought the kind you put in food, not the kind you scare ghosts away with.
I want to contribute. No, she's done everything. She picked out the apartment. She booked the moving trucks.
It's a very simple 72-step process.
Oh, hell no. We're not doing that.
We lost Hector.
So, listen, when I moved here, I thought I was okay, so I dumped all my meds, and now, I realize that I'm not okay. I mean, look at me.
That's why you shouldn't dump your meds.
Yeah, that's another reason.
I'm not myself right now.
We're always ourselves, Rebecca.
I remember when we used to see doctors in person.
Yeah. How many examples of TV shows and movies from this time period or before had Black women psychologists and psychiatrists?
Ellen, in her coming out episode, had Oprah as her person, as her mental health person.
And then got canceled right afterward.
But that was a big deal.
Yeah. And that was, and that took Oprah level.
Mm-hmm.
Dang. And also good recall.
A powerful moment.
It's true.
Young
That
peers.
was a huge moment in our culture in many ways. There is I think it is Matt Baum. I'm not quite sure the pronunciation, but on YouTube is a creator who has a video essay called How Will and Grace Beat Ellen's Gay Curse. And I thought that did a really good job of going into some of the history of television and how Ellen and Will and Grace shaped things for people in the alphabet community.
Let's link it.
Okay, we can link it. It's linked somewhere. We'll figure it out later.
Yeah.
Haven't done that yet. We can learn new things.
I've rehashed my childhood a ton, and I don't really want to do it again. Like, for me and for you.
Relatable.
Those are the meds I was on in New York.
Oh my God. How did your body react to all this medication? You must not have been able to feel a thing.
Exactly. Numb as they come. So, scribble on your pencil pad.
My method would be to do some digging and figure out what's really going on inside your mind.
Yeah, but you really should be continuing something on the existing schedules for the safety sake of it.
I agree. Yeah. You don't want her spiraling either.
Right.
That wallpaper.
White Rabbit?
Don't take pills from the bathroom floor.
Really want to drive home the point not to take pills that you find on the bathroom floor.
Yes.
Take whatever you want. Just take and grab.
I'm gonna roll.
Okay, so Daryl can read a room.
Yeah, it's kicking in right now. Okay. And what are these Oxford commas? Well, those have to go too.
I like Oxford commas.
Is this enough?
Heather!
Oh, I have an idea. It's the most fantastic-iest thing. Seriously, are you busy right now?
Oh, that bong is filthy!
I have never owned a bong.
Oh.
Now they got Hector back.
Valencia's so mad at me. We've been here all night.
Josh, there's still time to bail. On the table, I mean.
The truth is, none of us really even like the current table.
I hate this table.
Oh no.
And you're going to ruin your life if you stick with this table.
I like this scene because it is starting to show us the fissures in Josh and Valencia's relationship that had only been really hinted at up until now. I mean, they showed it a little bit more with the last episode and the fight that they had, but in this episode, we start to see that there's this bigger undercurrent that's been going on for a long time. And I think that it reminds me a lot of the discussion that we've been having around polyamory. And one of our commenters, Ben, brought up how frustrating it can be in media when writers rely on love triangles or somebody being attracted to somebody outside of the relationship, and how it can really feel like lazy writing.
Yes, it's extraordinarily frustrating that you just keep on running into the same stories with and really just bad examples of how to handle situations like that over and over and over and over and over.
Yeah.
Like, this is the message that's getting reinforced. Having feelings for another person is a terrible thing that you should never do. Also, you're constantly bombarded with images that you must.
Yeah.
It's gross. Doesn't have to be that way all the time.
Yeah. And I think when it comes to this show in particular, the criticism is maybe a little bit misplaced. Because if the problem were just that you could have a polyamorous relationship, then that would solve the problem.
Everybody's happy, right?
Right. But would that actually solve what's happening here? Because let's look at Rebecca. She is placing all of her like life hopes and dreams on this guy. She's uprooted her life. She's clearly got mental health issues going on. Would dating Josh solve those problems?
It would feel that way for a little while.
And then it would fall the fuck apart. Sorry. And then it would fall apart. Because it's not really about him. He can't solve her problems. And similarly, at first it seems like Josh is like really legitimately into Rebecca, but now we're finding out that his relationship is actually not that solid and hasn't been for a while. And is that why he ran away to New York? Or at least part of it? And so would dating Rebecca solve that problem? Yeah.
If it's at the point of your friends making unsubtle references to how this table is gonna ruin your life.
That's extreme.
Dr. Jacobian's gonna be so happy to see me.
Oh my god. I just found out last night that there's a late night restaurant that is only open late night, and I never knew about it because I've been on a farming schedule and I sleep most of the late night times. But it's not open during the day. It's like a secret restaurant.
Ooh.
But they serve burritos, and that's what reminded me.
Fantastic. I hope you get a secret burrito.
Yeah, I gotta stay up late just so I can eat their secret burritos.
Oh my god, it's a prescription pen.
I see it.
Wait, she wouldn't have left it by the window if she didn't, like, want someone to take it, right?
Don't do it, Rebecca!
Wait, what are you doing? You can't fit through there.
Yeah, I totally can.
Don't do it.
I'm tiny. I'm child size.
Oh no!
No.
Oh, we forgot. You're small, but you got those
Becca.
British man-sized boobs.
Okay, so if there is a pet door... Oh, that's worse.
May I have some pills?
Yeah. Squeedle-doops, squeedle-squeedle-doo. A squeedle-little-loops, a squeedle-little-lops, a squeedle-little-loops, what squeeze was was.
Yeah, like even his level of smoothness, like, can't do scatting.
Are where he stays, the kind with grand breakfast buffet.
She's so sexy.
Oh, can't you see he's got premier access to me? My whole life I've been stuck in economy, and I have to stop my eyes from drifting downwards towards his crotch. But I have to be discreet.
Ooh, to reveal that job. Aww.
Damn.
Make an appointment and start to get help, and I won't press charges against either of you.
Fine. Yeah, you win. Let's do this. Now can I have the drugs?
We're done here.
She really should be on medication of some sort.
That might help.
Oh, he's coming back. I gotta go.
So she went back to the room.
Paula! You're married!
This is not polyamory, what Paula's doing. Like, this is unethical. I know you're unhappy, but you gotta talk it out. It's not that she's having these feelings that I take issue with.
Right.
It's just the idea that it was that to act upon these feelings breaks a promise and breaks integrity and is non-consensual to the other person in this relationship, her husband.
Yeah. Yeah, she made an agreement, and she is breaking that agreement and breaking that trust. Yeah. It's messed up.
You want to live differently, have different agreements.
And she's using the excuse that she's bored and doesn't want her life to pass her by, but she's not putting in any kind of effort to change it other than just going right to cheating.
I mean, she did put herself through night school so she could be up where she is at the law firm.
It's true.
So she's got some drive.
Yeah.
But yeah, as far as her marriage goes, another aspect of her life at which she's checked out. It's like she feels as though she's given enough. She's just given enough. She has nothing left to give, but I mean, there are messages that they want her back from her family. I mean, not necessarily in this episode, but in other ones, you know, the dad or her husband saying, you know, you want to join us for this meal?
Yeah. Yeah, they seem as confused as we are about why she has written them all off as losers that she can't be bothered with.
Surprise! It's your new dining room table.
We stayed up all night making it for you.
That you didn't pick out.
Can I help?
It doesn't match our other things. It's not exactly what I would have picked out.
If it's not something you want, I mean, I guess
You could take it apart and give it back. Josh, you are so smart. That's a great idea. Oh, and you all should come over for dinner when we have the right table. Yeah? Okay. Bye.
I can't believe she didn't like the table. I mean, yeah, of course she didn't like the table, but like, they worked so hard.
So rude.
No appreciation of the love language of the labor that went into the table. So that's frustrating.
Yeah. I mean, at the same time, that is her home, and they didn't consult her.
With communication, there is a way to state appreciation and willingness to find a solution.
Yeah. Yeah, she did not handle that tactfully.
Yeah. Instead of just like pushing the solution off, just like, all right, well, no, not going to talk about it. You just fix it.
She certainly feels entitled to some things. And I'm not sure that she's wrong. But I don't know that she's right either.
Fair point.
I think from her point of view, she's been waiting around for Josh for years. And he's finally getting his act together. And they're finally getting their place. And she's put in all of this work and like effort and done all this planning. And, you know, he's still kind of being strung along like a kid. I think that's her point of view.
Yeah, I mean, Josh and Valencia have been together for so long that Josh cheated on Valencia with Rebecca.
Well,
back in high school.
They were on a break.
Oh, they were on a break. Well, if they were on a break, then clearly there would be no problem with her knowing.
Right. Then why didn't he say anything?
Yeah.
Yep, Rebecca was just his dirty little secret.
Ugh, gross.
Yeah.
You're doing the exact same thing. You need to face your real problem. And your real problem is that your marriage is dead.
Yeah. See, Rebecca gets it.
Feel it and face it.
Fix. It's like a pill you found on the bathroom floor.
Who would take a pill they found on the floor?
Look,
Both situations. Josh, Paula, they're in shitty situations right now.
Yeah, but not talking to your partner and going and being with somebody else is not a healthy way of dealing with that. Which both of them are doing. Both of them are being little buttheads. It's very common when people enter polyamory to not examine the reasons why they're entering polyamory. And it can be very common for couples to enter as a way to spice things up, or when one person in the couple wants something new or someone new. And that almost always goes terribly. You have to be very intentional and very careful, and there's still things that are going to go wrong. It is not a way to solve those kinds of problems. If you go into it with that intention, you're just going to end up hurting not only the people in your current relationship, but the other people who you're trying to bring in, because they are real human beings with real feelings and lives, and they don't deserve that.
So, if someone is curious about polyamory, how does even one start?
It's a great question. There are a couple of good books that I've liked, and I know other people have liked. More Than Two and Polysecure. And I know there are some podcasts out there, but I don't know any off the top of my head.
Yeah, that is the second time that I have heard about the book Polysecure today.
It's very popular in the poly community. It is like the number one thing people seem to bring up.
It's been 5 years since I made love without the TV on. And 10 years since somebody held my hand.
Oh,
Greedy. That sounds so lonely. If you haven't felt real intimacy in a really long time and you feel shut out of your marriage, I guess, it makes sense that you'd be longing for something else, and this fantasy comes along, or something that you want to try to make into a fantasy. You can trick yourself into believing is a fantasy, comes along, and offers to swoop you off your feet for a night. No consequences.
Why not,
Woo!
right? I mean, except for the
many potential consequences that actually could arise, but
when someone offers you even temporary reprieve from a profound loneliness, it is an extraordinarily difficult and complex decision. Made a lot easier if you have agreements in place that allow for living in the moment.
Yes.
I miss my dead wife.
Oh, come here.
Literally the most entertaining day of my life.
You have the kind of no-nonsense honesty and raw emotional insight that I look for in a commercial real estate buyer.
Rebecca, I'm very glad you're welcoming the opportunity to work on yourself.
I am so grateful.
They're kind of conflating therapist and psychiatrist here.
Yes.
Usually 2 different roles, 2 different people.
Usually. But there are people who do both.
Okay.
Is this a nice table?
It's a perfect table.
Do you want to come over sometime? Just check out the new place.
That sounds amazing. Yes. When? Now?
Just, don't tell Valencia, because she thinks it's stupid.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. It's a sexy gonna do it song.
So she did.
I think the show does a really good job of
making everyone's motivations seem understandable.
Empathizing, yeah.
I guess that table is going on to buy nothing.
Ugh, I don't... How are they even gonna get it out of the house?
I don't know.
I don't know. It's so big. It's probably one of those kinds with like come apart with the leaves because there were all of the different parts and there was a split down the middle. Like, that was a fancy table.
Valencia really didn't like. And couldn't figure out how to make something that she liked. Can you refinish it or something? I don't know.
Maybe she just didn't like it because she didn't choose it.
Yeah, she had a specific aesthetic in mind. She does seem to be very visually focused. Her fashions and the way that she presents herself. So I could see that being something that felt important to her in her own home. I understand that argument. Her execution fumbled a bit.
Hey, and to any witches out there, if you need sage, any kind is good. Just
Except white sage.
Except white sage. What's white sage?
White sage is endangered, and it is specific to Indigenous American ceremonies. So they ask that people who are not part of those cultures use other types of sage.
But the kind you get at the grocery store, if that's all you have available,
that's sage.
Go for it. You go for it. You make your own holy water. Go for it.
I'm growing sage outside right now. It's delicious.
Fantastic. Same.
Sprinkle it in your food.
What have we learned? I don't know.
We learned people are complicated.
Oh. And didn't the therapologist say that she was gonna press charges if she didn't come to a meeting, and then she just showed up for an appointment and then she bails?
That is correct. Yeah. I don't think that they had the best representation of a mental health professional on this episode.
All right, so tune in next time for my mom, Greg's mom, and Josh's sweet dance moves.
Wow. That sounds busy.
Oh no! Oh no, her mom in person in West Covina.
That's right. And Greg's mom, somebody else from Greg's family.
Hey, thank you so much for tuning in this week.
Please like, comment, and subscribe. We love hearing what you have to say.
Farewell from Limber.
Have a good rest of your week.